So not only am I a collector of experiences, I'm also a collector of quotations, and I think that's kind of the nature of being a professional speaker. And so scattered through my presentations in whatever I do are a variety of quotes from various people, some famous and some potentially. Where do my ideas come from? In the book, I talk about a lot of business ideas and not the traditional stuff. Not that you need a budget and you need a marketing plan. That's not what it's about. We assume everyone's doing those things, although entrepreneurs never do any of that. Okay? But we assume that people are going to do that. So that's a given. So where do we start? Well, we start with my love of planes. When I worked for Anglo American, after leaving the mines, I moved to Anglo American head office. Now, Anglo American, for those who are not South African, that's a BHP, that's a Fortescue Metals, that's in that league. You know, the directors are on the right hand of God. Now, that's where they revered in South Africa. And so I used to go in the corporate planes to a project up about 4 hours flying from Johannesburg. First time I flew, impressionable 22-year-old, got into this plane, and all these guys got dropped off by their chauffeurs. Very smart, you could see tailored suits. I was 22. I got there in my beta altogether. Anyway, plane took off. The pilot puts his head around the cockpit and says, "You can move around now." So I go, "Well, I'm the most junior." I get up and I walk over to the esky. It was called a cooler bag in those days in South Africa, but Australians, I better use the term esky. I walk over to the esky and I'm about to get drinks. I get this tap on my shoulder, and it wasn't the hand of God. It was the hand of one of the directors of Anglo American, who said, "Please don't do that. Our policy is that the most senior person on the planes serves the drinks." Now think about that. How counterintuitive, how countercultural for this heavily defined organization when the most senior person serves the drinks. And that became almost a defining moment in my thinking about business. Because one of my key principles is to never ask staff to do anything I wouldn't do. Simple, sounds simple. You've actually got to write it down to understand it. So
is everyone still awake? That's sort of the first question I have to ask. Okay. So how do you make your kids get into debt? We'd all like them to inherit our debt. In fact, we'd like them to take our debt now, which would be quite useful sometimes. But really, today I'm really going to talk about the issues around the majority of people that I see today who are successful property investors, who are income poor but equity rich. Okay, and I see a few people nodding. Well, that's really it. And I guess the question is, how do you use the equity that you have at the moment to help your kids get into property? So Abby, dear Abby, had a great quote that I have used many times about helping your kids. So where are we? I know we're in Brisbane in the convention centre.
So let's look at why you start this journey and what is this journey about that you take in finance and in property, and why are you doing it. So what I'm going to try and cover off today is the following. I'm going to start at this end. And so some of you have started on the journey already. Some of you have started acquiring property. Some of you are in the midpoint, you're in that aggressive acquisition phase, and some of you are down here in this growth phase. But what I'm going to try and cover today is how you start the journey over there, how you go through this middle ground, and really to give you a glimpse, the light at the end of the tunnel, based on how you retire. So why a Rubik's Cube? For those who've seen me talk about this, it is now a Rubik's Cube. It is now multi-dimensional. I mean, if you turned around, and please don't do it because it disrupts everything, but if you turn around and spoke to the person next to you and asked them what interest rate they pay, they would give you a number that's different to yours. Even though, who's seen that advert for Industry Super with the two guys sitting on the bench? You know, same starting salary, same blah, 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 look at the difference. But that's what it is. Okay?
even though you might be a clone of your neighbor in the same 4x2 in the same suburb, earning the same income, your financial circumstance will